today it is my opportunity to be able to present to you, because every time I get up and present, it's practice for me. And today, my gift to you is I'm going to share some of the things that I've learned over time about what can enhance, what can help you build an ability to be able to communicate, whether it's your ideas, whether it's your dreams, and be able to take that from your mind and be able to share that with other people. I'm going to use notes today, and I'm going to try and use the best language I can. I'm going to try and stay away from gonna, wanna. I'm going to try and stay away from ums and ahs, so you'll have to be gentle with me as we go through this process. At the end, we'll have a few questions. Anybody has anything to say? So, I've been with Toastmasters for 15 years. Now you would say, why do you need to go to a public speaking organization for 15 years? Well, last night I gave a speech and I talked for 5 to 7 minutes about contests. Every year in Toastmasters we have 2 sets of contests every 6 months. And every time I do something like that, I learn about myself. Was I walking around too much? How was my gestures? Because again, the thoughts that I have in my mind, if I take the time to make a conscious effort to place myself, to use my gestures, to use my eye contact, I can make a profound effect, or I can have a profound effect on my audience. Now, you might think that I'm not nervous, but obviously I am. And what we say at Toastmasters is what we want to do is we want to take those butterflies and we want them to fly in formation. And it's something that you can learn to do by practice. Why did I come to Toastmasters? The company I work for gave me an opportunity to speak at the Crystal Ballroom at the Empress. 250 people. I had a fantastic 5 to 7 minute speech to talk about something that I really love doing. I walked up to the podium. There's a microphone there. I'd already been there and checked out the microphone, checked out the podium, checked out where I was going to walk, where I was going to talk. And I literally did not remember a thing after I stood up there and said hello. It was what I said to myself afterwards, that it was an out-of-body experience. I didn't remember a thing about it. And that day I said to myself, I can't do this anymore. I love to talk to people. I love to take a message. And that's really what I really want you to understand today, that I believe each and every one of you has a message. And if you can formulate that message in a manner that's conducive to other people understanding you by using your gestures, using your voice, using all these skill sets that will come with practice, you will be able to change the world. And you're all young, so you have that opportunity. Now today I'm videoing. I've got these 2 young men up here helping me out, and the reason I'm doing that is because how many people like to video themselves? Probably. Well, okay, so you guys are big on selfies. You have to remember I come from a generation where computers did not exist when I was your age, right? So now the selfie is part of our culture, and videoing is part of the culture too. You want to learn about what you want to change in a presentation? Watch a video. And you'll cringe. You'll just, oh. We don't like to hear our voice. We did have tape recorders when I was young, and you never like to hear your voice, but it's something that you guys can use as a tool. As a Toastmaster, 100% of the time at a meeting, I would have an evaluator. Somebody who's sitting in the audience, and we have manuals that we work on. So we have a manual that goes through 10 specific speeches, and what we want to do is we work on our gestures, we work on our vocal variety, we work on our content, and somebody will give me feedback at the end of the meeting. And I want to suggest to you that hopefully you'll be working in groups, hopefully you'll be working with partners. The ability of someone to be able to say to you, well, Nancy, you know, I thought, and this is what you want to remember when you're making a suggestion about what you see could make someone's presentation better, is what do you see? Not, you should change this, or you should change that. It's, I thought that if you did this, this would enhance your presentation. And it allows you to become a much more powerful individual, because what you're doing is you're sharing on a level where you're honest, you're forthright, and you're truthful. And you're also enhancing that other person's ability to be able to enhance their presentation. I've had some experience working with young people like yourself. Who wants to guess how old I am? Go ahead. I'm 62, okay? So it's really quite a chuckle for me. Even talking to Wes here, I found out how old people are. I'm going, even the teachers are young. Let me tell you, I don't feel old. Every day, or let's see, 3 times a week, I ride through this schoolyard on my bike doing my 30 click ride. And I keep myself physically fit. And that's why I go to Toastmasters too, because it enhances my ability to be able to communicate with other human beings. I work with what we call a gavel club, which you have to be 18 to go into Toastmasters. So this group is 7 to 17-year-olds. So every Friday night, recently we've had as many as 25 young people in this group. And you have never seen anything so exciting as to an 11-year-old gets up and talks for 5 minutes about something that it's really important to them. We've had discussions about bullying, we've had discussions about environmental issues, and the difference between getting up there and going that this is really, and the ability to be able to project, to be able to use your gestures to get that message across is powerful. So that's why I'm here today. I also am going to be running at the Greater Victoria Library a session for 9 to 12-year-olds. So there's a specific age group. How many have got brothers or sisters that are 9 to 12 years old? It's a very different line of communication with them. They don't see things the same way you do. Just as for me, as I say, it's really quite a chuckle for me to be with, what's the average age here? 16? 15, 16, something like that?
Yeah, 13 to 17.
13, 17. I mean, I actually get in trouble occasionally because I go, hey, what you saw and thought at 20 years old is going to be very different at 40 years old. And when you're 60 years old, the ability that you have to take that experience and be able to get your message across is phenomenal. And this, again, is why I do this. So I started when I was very young. I was maybe 10 years old, and the church I went to allowed people to get up and talk for 2 or 3 minutes. So every week I'd be up there going, now I hope you guys are all good during the week. You know, here you are at Sunday, and we're... One thing to remember is you can have a message that is powerful, but if it's not conducive to the audience that you're trying to get that message across to, nobody will listen. Like right now, I said to Bonnie, who asked me to do this, I said, what's the way of, how do I best get across to these guys? You see things in a very different way, and I'm getting the occasional nods, I get the occasional stares, I want to have a laugh occasionally. And it's really important that when you craft your message, who are you crafting